Ever feel like every pick-and-place machine promises the world but leaves you wondering what's actually worth your time? That's exactly why I put together this video. Top 5 Best Pick-and-Place Machines 2026. I've spent time with each one, not just reading specs, but thinking about how they fit into real labs, classrooms, and small production floors. You'll hear what works, what doesn't, and where each machine truly belongs. No hype, no fluff, just clear, honest insights so you can decide if one of these is right for you. Stick around, because by the end, you'll know exactly which machine deserves a spot in your workflow. Number 5. LYK1 Triple Vision. So here's the thing. Using this little desktop pick-and-place feels a lot like having a helper in the workshop. You set up your board, load the feeders, and suddenly those tiny components aren't a headache anymore. It's quick enough that small runs don't drag on forever, and the precision is solid. You don't spend your evening fixing misplacements. What I really liked was how stable it stayed, even when running fast. No rattling, no weird vibrations, just smooth placement. What I didn't love? Getting the feeders sorted the first time took more patience than I expected. This is perfect if you're prototyping, teaching, or running a small electronics business, but if you're cranking out thousands of boards daily or just dabbling casually, it's not the right fit.
Number 4. YXSMT 330-X. Late one night in the lab, I was staring at a pile of tiny resistors and LEDs, wondering how I'd ever get them onto the board without losing my mind. That's when the SMT 330-X came into play. It's not flashy, it just quietly does the job. I set up the feeders, loaded the board, and suddenly those endless placements felt manageable. What I liked most was the dual head system. It shaved off a lot of time when I was rushing to finish a prototype. The downside, the software updates felt clunky. Waiting for someone to email me the latest version isn't ideal. If you're running a small R&D lab or teaching students, this machine makes sense. But if you're mass producing or just tinkering casually, it's overkill.
Number 3. YXING SMT 550. Ever sit there wondering if building small batches of circuit boards is worth the hassle? That's the question I had before trying the SMT 550. In daily use, it feels less like a giant industrial machine and more like a steady partner. Smooth rails, reliable motion, and enough feeders to keep projects moving without constant reloads. The real strength is its precision. Those servo motors and guides keep placements accurate, which saves a lot of rework. The downside? Software updates arrive by email from sales staff, which feels clunky in a world where everything else is instant. This makes sense for small labs, R&D teams, or schools teaching PCB assembly. But if you're mass producing or just tinkering occasionally, it's not the right fit. Number 2. YXING SMT 660. I'll be blunt, machines like the SMT 660 only make sense if you're serious about small to mid-scale PCB production. I've seen too many people buy equipment like this thinking it'll magically solve all their problems, but what it really does is give you consistency and speed when you're handling diverse components. With 6 heads, plenty of feeders, and solid servo-driven precision, it feels reliable day after day. The strength here is stability. Smooth rails and accurate placement mean fewer headaches fixing mistakes. The flaw? Software updates are clunky, arriving through sales reps instead of a streamlined system, which slows things down. If you're a lab, school, or small electronics company, this fits, but hobbyists or mass manufacturers should look elsewhere. Number 1. YXING SMT 1010. In daily use, the SMT 1010 feels like a tool built for serious work. Imagine running a small electronics lab where boards need to be assembled quickly and consistently. This machine keeps pace. 10 heads and 80 feeders mean fewer interruptions, and the throughput is strong enough to handle mid-scale runs without dragging. Its clear strength is speed. Mounting thousands of components per hour makes prototyping and small production efficient. The weakness is the software update process. Waiting for emailed files feels dated and slows things down. This machine is for labs, schools, and small companies that need reliable PCB assembly. It's not for hobbyists or large manufacturers, where either simplicity or industrial-scale speed would matter more. That's all for today's roundup. If you want to dig deeper, I've left links below. Check them out when it suits you. They're there to help you compare and decide, not to push you into anything. The right machine is the one that makes your daily work smoother. All right, we'll leave it here. See you next time.